So day 3 of knitting is over. That means the knitting week is over, which I'm kind of sad about because I was enjoying it quite a lot. But that means that I've made my sample, and here it is. This looks nothing like my intended design because one, time was not on my side, neither was the knitting machine or the yarn, so that helped me out a lot. So this was the initial panel that I was making from one of my designs that I've done in my sketchbook, but unfortunately it fell off the machine, so I was like, oh no, what do I do? And then I thought I'll graft it onto another piece. This was the next piece. I wanted to keep these quite simple, so I could, it's only got a little bit of honeycomb in it and a ladder, just so I could show how I can manipulate it when I graft it on, sort of create a shape by that. You can see it's quite structured. And then the long A4 piece underneath is, again, just got a bit of laddering and honeycomb on it. Just to, you know, keep it as a background piece, and also and the whole, that was accidental, but I quite like it, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's sort of, it feels distressed when you look at it, but I think it's also quite fun. I do like it, yeah. I am really proud of myself for this, because it was by total accident that it turned out this well, but yeah, I'd be really happy with it. I really want to experiment it with Photoshop, like sort of look into how I could create like a jumper with it. Like, say if I've got a design in my head, so I'm going to try duplicate it loads of times in Photoshop and create sort of a shape like that. That should be interesting. But yeah, overall I have really enjoyed Knitting Week immensely. It's really wanted me to do a knitted piece for my final piece in the project, the end outcome. So I'm pretty much certain that I will, because the honeycomb effect is really quite, it runs parallel with my theme of like veins and arteries, because you can see them under your skin, and they make those sort of ripples and curves and bumps in your skin. So it's that kind of effect I'm going for to portray that, and also I think it's just a really cool technique to look at. So we had our crit at the end of the day, see how we knitting week went for all of us, and there are some people that hated it, some people that loved it, evidently, but we all sort of produced our samples on the table, and everybody sort of gave their opinion which was their favourite and stuff like that. So at the end of it we had like a big crit about our samples and how we thought knitting week went. Now, obviously some people didn't like it, some people did. We all got to suggest like samples that we liked on the table and sort of convey our ideas, like how it sort of spoke to us, etc, etc. That I thought that was quite useful, because I got interpretations from my peers that I've never thought of, and now I actually think of it. I think it's quite a good way to look at it. Yeah, it's a really interesting view on how they've interpreted it and digested it in their heads. So yeah, that was really, really useful. It was nice to see what everybody else done as well, so like what they think knitwear is in their heads, like how they convey it, like their designs in the knitwear is quite interesting. Some people like to be quite clean and tidy and you know, very symmetrical with their designs, whereas my sample is the complete opposite, which I think conveys most of my work anyway, so it's fate that it turned out like this actually. Yeah, no, I'm really, really happy with it. I'm really looking forward to develop this further to help me out later on in the designing stage of my final piece. So yeah, it's been a great week.